right, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Let me get organized here. So, welcome back to the weekly watch list recap, as well as the plan for the week. Something I want to start out. I am currently at, as you can probably tell, I'm at the in a hotel room, but I'm at the Trader and Investor Summit in Orlando, Florida. Actually, last day of the conference. I fly back tomorrow. And what I want to talk about tonight is we got plenty of stocks to talk about, but what I want to start out with is probably what I am most proud of, especially after the end of this weekend. So on your screen, you can see as a group of bunch of guys, which I'm missing the ladies, but some women were at the conference, but they didn't make it to the picture. But still need more women in trading. If you're female and you're in trading, study. We need more of you. But that being said, I have a bunch of bros here. But this is a group of members of StocksToTrade Pro, which is the the mentorship group I run with StocksToTrade. Many of you may or may not know me, but I'm lead trainer with StocksToTrade, Tim Bohen. I've got 13 years of day trading experience and really am living the passion project. Teaching trading, mentoring like-minded individuals, mentoring people that are looking to grow, evolve, get better, pursue their passions and pursue their dreams through trading is truly the passion of my life. This picture was taken a couple hours ago. Just got done presenting at the conference all day. Been there, on and off the stage, presenting, working with other traders for 7-8 hours. This is my fourth webinar of the day. Did the conference, did the pre-market open, did a market close session, did a 7 p.m. strategy session working with this team. It's a small group, and that's what I want. I want to work with a small group of people that are really looking to get better and really looking to shortcut that path to knowledge, to growth, to becoming consistently profitable. I mean, you're watching this video, I'm assuming, because you want to learn how to trade, you want to be the best trader you can be, and you want to, pursue your passion project. And I think StocksToTrade Pro is one of the best ways to do it. I mean, look at all those smiling faces. Obviously, it's a picture. The photographer probably made some sort of joke, but everybody had a great weekend. And if you're curious, before we move on, geez, oh Pete's nice waiting for that. Nice spot for that video to start. There. Let me pause it. There. Looked like I just got punched in the face and where that video stopped. But anyway, if you're curious about what I just talked about, StocksToTrade Pro, go to StocksToTrade.com/pro. Twice daily webinars every single day, except for Mondays when I do 3. It's a closed group. It's a small group. It is a family team type atmosphere. And I think that picture kind of says it all. So anyway, let's move on. If you're interested, go to StocksToTrade.com/pro. Check it out. I would love to work with you twice a day, every single day. Let me bring up chat. Just so you know, I am on my single monitor PC, so it can be a little confusing. I know it looks like you're looking into the matrix, but when I'm on the road, sometimes I bring my monitors with me, sometimes I don't. Right now I don't, so I know it can be a little matrixy, and you might see like 6 versions of me on your screen, but that's the way it is with one monitor and YouTube Live. So anyway, let's, NASDAQ SE says, I need some profitable IPOs. Hey, NASDAQ SE, I love your username. I got a profitable IPO for you. How about NETE? So this is, hey, nice segue, NASDAQ. You led me right into the first watch on the weekly watch list, NETE. This is Cloudflare. This has a lot of the components of what I look for. Recent IPO. Only been trading 2, 4, 6, 7 days. It's in a hot sector. I'm a huge technology fan. I'm a huge cloud computing fan. And guess what this thing did? Broke out today. Guess what it did this morning? Week open red to green. Guess what we talked about on the watch list? Week open red to green. Looking for a trade that was ripped right from the pages of the watch list. NET is that. Let me get in on the one-day chart. Actually, let me get to the big chart on a one-day. You'll see what I mean. So when I talk about a red open, a week open, that's based on the previous day's close. Friday afternoon's close was 1987. You can see this stock opened weak. That means, it dipped red on the day. So it dipped to the lows of about 1950. Went back red to green about 10 a.m. at, again, that 1980 level, and never looked back. Sure, it's a NASDAQ stock. It's a $20 stock. It had its ups and downs, but you can see right where my cursor's hovering after that 10 a.m. move. Broke to the upside and closed, a few, 20 cents off of the high of the day. Closed at 21. High of the day was 21.21. And, what more can you ask for? You want a profitable IPO? That NET is it. NET was on the weekend watch list. NET did the week open red to green. If you're on that watch list, and if you're not, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's free, okay? Free as in beer, okay? StocksToTrade /watch list. Get on it, okay? I don't see I'm not trying to give you a sales pitch because it's free. I ain't selling you nothing on the watch list. Drop your email in. You would have had NET. You would have had that week open red to green plan in your inbox, okay? So, going back to the other ones on the watch list, DOCU, we were talking about a possible dip to support. Pretty choppy overall, but DOCU did dip to that support level we were looking at, the previous breakout, in that kind of 63 area, low 63s. It did dip red this morning, bounced off of that. Now, I'm not saying DOCU was amazing today. It held support. So while there was a trade on NET today, there wasn't really a trade on DOCU yet. Okay, this is still setting up, is what I'm getting at. Now, keep in mind, it is a weekly watch list. Okay, all of these stocks that get delivered to your inbox on Sunday, they aren't all trades on Monday. These are things we're looking into the coming week. DOCU wasn't a trade today. Dipped, went red, held support, trended into the close. It's at or around breakout levels. This is, guess what, a red to green or a breakout watch all week. Okay? I know it's a $65 stock. You might not like $65 stocks, but it's a great pattern. It's a great potential swing trade. After that, those are my two winners. After that, it's a little lean. Fitbit kind of went nowhere. But I talked about that in chat, or not in chat, on the watch list. I wasn't particularly optimistic about This Fitbit spiked on Friday on some rumor news. Operative word is rumor. So I wasn't in love with Fit, but I do want you to keep Fitbit on your watch for real news, okay? Like actual substantial, this partner is looking to buy us out, etc. So now I will also say this. Friday end of last week wasn't the most incredible week for momentum stocks. So I was fishing a little bit to build this watch list. But my point is, NET is about as beautiful as they get. It only takes one, okay? I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing a lot of you are under the PDT. You can only trade, at most, you could use up all your day trades in one day, but at most you can only trade one stock a day anyway. in theory, if you're under the PDT, you can't even do that. You know, you can only day trade, you know, once every other day under the PDT. So it only takes one, and you can grow your account with stuff like NET. It's not quantity, it's quality. Fitbit is a continued watch based on substantial news. RBZ was a complete clunker today, but it's a risky stock, you know, and there was, what I would say about RBZ, the beauty of RBZ is, I mean, there was never, ever a buy on this. I mean, there was no buy signal. There was no entry. I mean, it gapped down at 7 a.m. and never recovered. So the idea was it squeezed on Friday. Shorts won. Hey, give it to the shorts. Every now and then they win one, okay? I grew up in Michigan. I grew up a longtime Lions fan. Hey, simple fact is, even the Detroit Lions win a game every now and then. I know, it's amazing, but the Lions do win a game now and then. And the shorts won on RBZ. I tip my hat to them. So, but the beauty of it is, there was never an entry. There was never a buy signal here. I mean, if you got to the markets at 7:30 this morning, this thing had already gapped down 20%. You'd be crazy to buy this thing. So there was no buy signal, no harm, no foul. Last one is MDR. Kind of similar, just, you know, not much going on, but it's a continued watch all week. Or wait. Oh, back up. Beep, beep, beep. I was thinking MNK. This wasn't the worst. It finished 18%. Man, here I'm like, 18%. If you ran like a retirement fund, you'd be on the cover of Fortune magazine if you made 18%. And I was like, but I did mix up tickers. Cut me some slack. I was at the conference all day. So anyway, this was on Bounce Watch. So the plan on MDR was, for some reason in 2019, short sellers continue to try and short stocks to zero. This is almost never a viable strategy, and doubly so in 2019. This stock has negative news for sure, but anyone trying to short a stock down 70% should really revisit their strategy. Very high potential. This bounces for days this week. And here I was like, Reminder, the news is bad. Do not overstay, but very high potential for upside moves on this very risky stock. It closed up 18% and at the high of the day. Not bad for a bounce watch. And it went red to green. Not really sure. I mixed up tickers with MNK is what it was. So MNK was and I know they're not very similar, but MNK was a stock I was looking at in pre-market, and I mean, I get it. MDR, and they both start with M. They're not exactly similar, but I mixed them up. So, hey, crushed it. So NET and MDR worked out great. RBZ was a non-entry. FIT was a non-entry. And DOCU we're watching through the week. So, overall, not a bad watch list. You know, especially if DOCU perks. I mean, that's 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 ain't bad. And what I would say about that 3 out of 5, the other 2 were complete non-starters. I mean, no offense. I'm proud of the watch list. I put a lot of work into the watch list, but I don't know what's going to happen. You know, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. I have no idea what FIT and RBZ are going to do on Monday, but if you were trading FIT and RBZ today, you know, why? You know, so I'll take non-starters, non-entries any day. You know, a non-trade, means a non-loser. It's not a bad thing that there's no entry. So, that's it. Let me jump over, get a little Q&A, and let's see what we got. Yeah, I'm still working on the notifications. I wish, not to get into the technicals, but I'm still trying to figure out on YouTube how to schedule to get you guys notified in advance. But, sorry. So, Chris says, I enjoyed the conference and meeting you there. I appreciate all the great content this weekend. Thank you for coming, Chris. NASDAQ SE says the market sucks last week. NASDAQ sucks isn't fair. Is it an ideal market for day trading? No. I wouldn't go so far as to say sucks, but I'm also not disagreeing with you, NASDAQ. It's been mediocre. I will say that. So, SWMC is looking at Link. Let me take a look at Link. My opinion is, wow, that's a pretty breakout. This is the best I can offer you. And remember, there's a million strategies out there. There's a million different ways to trade. There's a million different strategies. And many of them profitable. Okay. The beauty of the markets is there's so many opportunities. There's so many different trades. There's so many ways to find what works for you. What I will say on Link is I've never seen an edge in trading stocks this illiquid. Now, from a chart, okay, if you put your finger over the volume bars, okay, that is a beautiful breakout. I mean, 3 days ago, back last Thursday, man, that's a pretty chart. But my advice is, and I am not saying you're right or wrong to trade Link, but my advice is avoid stocks trading 50,000 shares a day. I don't care if you've only got a couple hundred shares. It is very, very, very hard to get in and out of these. So now, if you make money on Link, shoot me an email, let me know. I will congratulate you. Or next week, if you make great money on Link, please let me know. But my advice is, and this is for everybody, avoid stocks that are this illiquid. It is just so hard to get in and out. Even if you got 100 shares of Link, it's just really hard. It could take you, if you try and sell, it could take you an hour to get out of 100 shares on this thing. So that is my advice. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. So would I consider net on a dip tomorrow? I think I already went over the plan on NET. Thoughts on PSTV, how to spot the dilution. Great. I'm glad you brought up PSTV. Listen, the thing with PSTV is you could dig in the filings, okay? You could know that there was a potential for an offering, but this is my point on PSTV. Sorry about drinking on the webinar, but this is like my 75th coffee of the day. I'm trying to make it. It's been a busy day. So anyway, I know it's kind of rude to drink on a webinar, but I need the caffeine. This is my point on PSTV. If you were, and I talked about this at the conference, I talked about this on pro webinars, why would you be in this stock at noon? Why? PSTV spiked from, and don't get me wrong, PSTV is my bread and butter setup I look for. Low float stock, up big on the day. This went from 8 to 18 in pre-market. Awesome. Who doesn't love 8 to 18? after the market opened, it went from 16 to 12. This stock was basically 50% off of its highs at noon. If you lost money in this, I'm sorry, but if you were holding PSTV at noon and you got stuck into this halt into the offering, why? Why were you still in PSTV damn near 50% off of its highs? Don't blame the offering. It wasn't the offering. You're holding a terrible, disgusting stock 50% off its intraday highs. Why? Why would you be in this? Now, did you know it was going to do a midday offering? No, you didn't know that. But what were you hoping for? Were you hoping this thing was going to go back to 18 in the same day? Where was this thing going to go? So, that's my input on PSTV, price action. Now, even without the offering, here's the thing. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't, there's no way to know this, but even without the offering, PSTV probably would have closed at 8, you know? I mean, this thing was fading. It was getting destroyed. So, that's my point on PSTV. Do not bag hold low float stocks that are fading. I mean, I'm not, they don't often drop 80% from 12 to 4, but you're still holding a terrible stock. So if you got trapped into that offering, I apologize, but why would you hold that? So LCI, norms, definitely a watch tomorrow. LCI we talked about and I'll finish on LCI. Wish I was at the conference. We were actually doing so when LCI broke Friday's highs at 12:16 p.m. and I'm not trying to make excuses. At 12:16 p.m., you want to know where I was? I was right there. Okay. This picture was taken roughly 12:16 p.m. LCI is exactly what we look for. That re-breakout. LCI is a beautiful chart. And now, I would rather be taking the picture with these STT Pro members. It was awesome. But at the same time, LCI I consider a miss. It's a great setup, and it is definitely a weak open red to green tomorrow or a breakout watch. So, thank you, everyone. It looks like I'm caught up on questions. I'm through the watch list. Pretty rapid fire tonight, but I do have a 7 a.m. flight out of Orlando, which means, probably got to get up at like 3:30 to get to the airport, get through security and everything. So, thank you, everyone. Good questions tonight. Good interaction. We broke down the watch list. NET, DOCU, MDR, LCI is interesting. We talked about Link. And again, if you were in this picture, thank you. If you were at the conference this weekend, thank you. I see someone, a couple of you were there. Enjoyed meeting you. And as always, if you want, direct interaction every day, twice a day, 3 times a day today, check out StocksToTrade Pro. Check out the watch list. It's 100% free. And I will see you next week. Have a great week, everyone.